Hello, welcome to the Fearless Floyd Show. As always, I am your host, Fearless Floyd. I'm going to try to do this video in 10 minutes, hopefully. Wow. So you're asking, what is a fusion center? Well, if you read this big fat baby, you would know exactly what a fusion center is because this book, written in 1986, called The Underground Empire, where crime and governments embrace. Ooh, what could go wrong there, right? So I'm going to read you the flap. I'll just read you the back. The underground empire exists. Now, for the first time, here is its amazing story. The inhabitants of Earth spend more money on illegal drugs than they spend on food, more than they spend on housing, clothes, education, medical care, and any other product or service. The international narcotics industry is the largest growth industry in the world. Its annual revenues exceed $500 billion, three times the value of all United States currency in circulation as of 1986, more than the gross national products of all but half a dozen of the major industrialized nations. The international narcotics industry is, in fact, not an industry at all, but an empire. Sovereign, proud, expansionist, this underground empire, though frequently torn by internal struggle, never fails to present a solid front to the world at large. It has become today as ruthlessly acquisitive and exploitative as the 19th century imperial kingdom, as far reaching as the British Empire, as determinedly cohesive as the states of the American Republic. This was written by James Mills, whose reputation as one of America's most respected journalists. He's has written prize-winning articles for Life magazine and is the author of such books as Panic in Needle Park, if you remember that, with Al Pacino, and the movie in its best-selling Report to the Commissioner. So I read this book. I read it in prison. And it's a quite breathtaking book. But I'm not here to talk about the book, but I just wanted to give you a little on it. Underground Empire, Credibility of a Drug Book Challenged by David Johnston, October 12th. Time staff writer. James Mills claims to tell the inside story of a secretive band of federal drug agents who were destroying the world's biggest drug conspiracies until the FBI shut them down. Mills claims that the world's biggest drug traffickers talk to him because they are so powerful that they have no fear spilling their guts to an enterprising journalist. Everything in this book is true. Mills promises to his readers no names have been changed. There are no composite characters, no invented scenes or dialogue. It was quickly a bestseller. ABC bought the rights to a miniseries. Two other people interviewed by the Times said that parts of the book they know about are accurate. Dennis Dale, the book's main hero, said, quote, "I have not only read it, I lived it," close quote. Ed Stevenson, a General Accounting Office staff member, said a report he wrote is quoted accurately. So, like I said, I'm not here to talk about this book. But right here, the Underground Empire claims to tell for the first time the story of a publicity-shy drug investigation group called CENTAC, short for Central Tactical Units, within the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration. From start to finish, the mood of the book is that of expose of now it can be told. Mills writes, for example, that various subgroups within CENTAC, called syntax, each designated by a number, were so discreet that many foreign agents and American police officers didn't even know that they were working for CENTAC. that they were controlled, moved from city to city, state to state at the behest and expense of CENTAC. And when the arrests were made, often hundreds in a single sweep, CENTAC quietly withdrew, leaving headlines to the local officers and their politically dependent bosses. All right. Did you catch that? Because this was local, county, parish, state, and federal officials, that it was actually these federal officials who created this CENTAC group, and then they created this umbrella of an off-the-books organization that wasn't sanctioned by the United States government, any state, any county, parish, city, and some of the lower level law enforcement officers had no clue who they were working for or what they were involved in. So this is all from 1973, and this is the foundation where the buy, bust, okay, give up 3 people and we'll talk to the prosecutor and get you a sweetheart deal. That's where all this came from. And CENTAC exposed it, and they went through 5 years traveling in the United States, Europe, Asia, and Latin America. James Mills came face to face with the empire's leaders, their wives, and lovers. He penetrated their fortresses and mansions, banks, and counting rooms, and learned firsthand of a secret wonderland of wealth so vast that it threatens the economic stability of the world. Well, all you have to do is talk to John Harris Thaler of Report to the Governor, which is this book, which he clearly said on my show that if you took all the illicit money out of the state of Arizona, the state would collapse. It would go bankrupt. He said all the western states are cartel controlled. Seeing a big picture here? So the evolution of CENTAC, it was disbanded, maybe. Publicly, maybe, that it evolved into what are now called fusion centers. And I know you're going like, what the hell's a fusion center, Floyd? Well, if it wasn't for me stumbling upon a video and looking at it and realizing exactly what I was listening to, watching, seeing, learning, that here is the latest, greatest high-tech evolution of CENTAC called a fusion center. These have been around for a little while. They are obviously not in the headlines. Most people don't know who they are. Let me address this real quick for you guys. CENTAC refers to multiple distinct entities depending on the context. The Centralized Admission Committee. Nope, that's not it. Another entity with the acronym CENTAC is the Central Tactical Program, CENTAC, established by the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration, DEA, in 1973 to investigate major drug trafficking organizations. This program has been credited with conducting conspiracy investigations into 21 major drug organizations and resulting in 731 indictments over a 3-year period, though it has shown limited success in asset forfeiture. So there's that one. And get over here to the Fusion Center. Yeah, okay. Now, this is Wikipedia, so you got to take it with that grain of salt. In the United States, fusion centers are designed to promote information sharing at the federal level between agencies such as the FBI and the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, the U.S. Department of Justice, and state, local, and tribal law enforcement. As of February 2018, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security recognized 79 fusion centers. As of 2018, they recognized 79 fusion centers. Fusion centers may also be affiliated with an emergency operations center that responds in the event of a disaster. The National Network of Fusion Centers was established after September 11th attacks to allow collaboration across jurisdictions in order to respond to criminal and terrorist activity. It is a decentralized, distributed, self-organizing network of individual fusion centers and their respective partners within each center's area of responsibility. The process is a method of managing the flow of information and intelligence across levels and sectors of government to integrate information for analysis. Fusion centers rely on active involvement of state, local, tribal, and federal law enforcement agencies, and sometimes on non-law enforcement agencies to provide intelligence for their agencies. The intent is that as the diversity of information sources increases, there will be more accurate and robust analysis that can be disseminated as intelligence. So I can go on and on. Is this the one I was looking for? I mean, y'all can go read this on Wikipedia, take it with you, however you want. I'm not going to, sit here and dive into all of this. This video probably won't even get 100 views. But that's a fusion center. And where did I find? I've got so many tabs open, so much shit going on. It's just ridiculous now. Is it over here? No. Let me go back. One of these looked at, it had a map. I think it was this one. No. Y'all can try this one. Department of Homeland Security. And this is, they're telling you about it. Now, I know you don't really quite get it. Okay, Floyd, why is that so important? Well, for Mr. Schott, who was driving near the valley or near the Texas-Mexico border. He went down there to do training for, I guess, the oil industry. And he brought back a colleague and dropped her off at her hotel and continued down the road. Hang on one second. Whoops. Sorry about that. That was my health insurance. So I had to take that call. had some issues. So he continued after he dropped her off, and he gets to San Antonio, Barrett County, and Barrett County Sheriff's deputies pull him over. And these just happened to be an interdiction task force. And how they knew to pull him over is they got a tip on WhatsApp from the Fusion Center that this particular vehicle, make, model, color, license plate number, would be traveling down this highway, and it is a suspected human trafficking vehicle. So they pull him over, and of course, you know, are you doing anything wrong? No. Well, think there might be some drugs in here. Do you have any drugs? No. Well, do you mind if I call the dog? So now they have him in custody, okay, which means he's not free to leave. They had him locked in the police cruiser. Okay, so eventually the dog gets there. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, still, that's your time, right? So the dog gets there, sniffs around the vehicle, and of course the dog alerts that, oh, hey, guess what? Bow, wow, wow, there's a boat. There's drugs in there. So they search the vehicle. Hour later, man, we're really sorry. Can't find anything, but, I had all these suspicions and blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. All this came from the Fusion Center. Some law enforcement officer sitting here looking at a screen, looking at screens, punch it in there. And guess what? It's out of his control from there. Now we got two overzealous Barrett County Sheriff's deputies who just, we got us one. We got a tip from the Fusion Center. Now, when AI takes over, what do you mean when it takes over, Floyd? It's already here. It's already taken over. If you're not paying attention to what I'm doing, what I'm telling you, then I'm sorry, man. You're shit the fuck out of luck. You're going to fucking perish. I'm sorry. I hate to be the one to say this kind of thing and be so blunt with blunt force trauma, but it is what the fuck it is. People are dumb as a box of rocks. You folks just don't give a fuck about what the hell's going on. Y'all think this asshole Donald Trump and this whole court system and all the bullshit's going to come save you. No, this is just, you're already trapped in a matrix and an enslaved system. That's why you pay fines, fees, and taxes. Tell me the fuck you don't. There's extremely few people who don't pay fines, fees, and taxes. I mean, you'd be hard pressed to find one. So you're supporting an entity that continues to enslave you and keep you in the matrix. I watched some videos last night. They were just fascinating videos I'd love to publish and love to promote. But you know what? I just don't think I want to do this anymore. I really don't. I love doing it. I like doing it. I like learning. I like presenting information. But you know what? For the bang for the buck, return on my investment, I spent 40 hours investigating Todd Duell. Did I get compensated for that? No. Did I get rewarded for it? No. So it was pretty much just a waste of fucking time to prove exactly what I knew all along. As soon as I saw it, I went, who is this guy? Okay. Why is he throwing out all his bona fides? Do I come out here every time and go, oh, I'm a multi-published litigator. I've litigated all the way to the United States Supreme Court. You can just ask my sixth grade uncle. He was the lead signatory and lead negotiator for the 5 civilized tribes with George Washington in the United States of America back in 1781 with the Treaty of New York. Or my great aunts on the back of a quarter. I mean, dude, really? What does that have to fucking do with me and my knowledge? Nothing. and I didn't get rewarded for it. So, I'm at the point now where, I read these books, I get these people, they come on my show, I talk about this stuff, I give you all the information, and it seems like it's just a waste of fucking time. Yeah, I'm preaching to the choir. What good is that? I need more than a choir to preach to. And I'm telling you folks, man, the Agenda 20 fucking 30 is a real fucking deal. And these people are coming for you. And they don't give a fuck about you, your family, your finances, your job, your health, your wealth, your children, your grandchildren, your grandmother. They don't give a fuck. They want power and authority. And they're going to do anything they can do to get it. End of story. So now we have these fusion centers popping up, and these fusion centers are eventually going to be run by AI. Okay, the just Genesis mission. Y'all don't even fucking know. If y'all saw me tab that open, y'all just like that. Where did I have that open? Here we go. Here it is. Black and fucking white. 28 pages. You can go read this. Who's that from? Executive Office of the President of the United States, Office of Science and Technology Policy. Policy. Winning the race. Okay? I told you, this is a fucking race to the finish line. What do the losers get? They don't get nothing. To the victor goes the spoils. America's AI action plan. If you want to know what the fuck they're trying to do, here it is right here. Today, a new frontier of scientific discovery lies before us, defined by transformative technologies such as artificial intelligence. Breakthroughs in these fields have the potential to reshape the global balance of power, spark entirely new industries, and revolutionize the way we live and work. As our global competitors race to exploit these technologies, it is a national security imperative for the United States to achieve and maintain unquestioned and unchallenged global technological dominance. To secure our future, we must harness the full power of American innovation. Donald John Trump, 45th and 47th President of the United States of America. Wow. So, he could put 46 in here if he was the 46th Derek Johnson. People don't want to fucking listen. So here you go. Table of contents. Accelerate AI innovation. What? Put the pedal to the metal? Wide fucking open? Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And just read these, folks, okay? The surveillance state is here now, today. You're living in it. And it's going to get more and more oppressive. I just read where they're trying to access the database of all the people who have firearms in the United States. The Trump administration. Wow. Wonder why. Think it could be national security? Introduction. The United States is in a race to achieve global dominance in artificial intelligence. Whoever has the largest AI ecosystem will set global AI standards and reap broad economic and military benefits. Just like we won the space race, it is imperative that the United States and its allies win this race. President Trump took decisive steps towards achieving this goal during his first days in office by signing Executive Order 14179. Quoting, removing barriers to American leadership in artificial intelligence, close quote, calling for America to retain dominance in this global race and directing the creation of an AI action plan. Winning the AI race will usher in a new golden age of human flourishing, economic competitiveness, and national security for the American people. AI will enable Americans to discover new materials, synthesize new chemicals, manufacture new drugs, and develop new methods to harness energy and industrial revolution. It will enable radically new forms of education, media, and communication in an information revolution. It will enable altogether new intellectual achievements, unraveling ancient scrolls once thought unreadable, making breakthroughs in scientific and mathematical theory, and creating new kinds of digital and physical art, a renaissance. An industrial revolution, information revolution, and renaissance all at once. This is the potential that AI presents. The opportunity that stands before us is both inspiring and humbling. It is ours to seize or to what? Lose. America's AI action plan has three pillars: innovation, infrastructure, and international diplomacy and security. The United States needs to innovate faster and more comprehensively than our competitors, China, in the development and distribution of new AI technology across every field and dismantle unnecessary regulatory barriers that hinder the private sector in doing so. As Vice President Vance remarked at the Paris AI Action Summit in February, restricting AI development with onerous regulation, quoting, would not only unfairly benefit incumbents, it would mean paralyzing one of the most promising technologies we have seen in generations, close quote. That is why President Trump rescinded the Biden administration's dangerous actions on day one. We need to build and maintain a vast AI infrastructure and energy to power it. To do that, we will continue to reject radical climate dogma and bureaucratic red tape as the administration has done since Inauguration Day. Simply put, we need to, quote, build, baby, build, close quote. We need to establish American AI, from our advanced semiconductors to our models to our applications, as the gold standard for AI worldwide, and ensure our allies are building on American technology. Several principles cut across each of these three pillars. First, American workers are central to the Trump administration's AI policy. The administration will ensure that our nation's workers and their families gain from the opportunities created in this technological revolution. The AI infrastructure build out will create high-paying jobs for American workers, and the breakthroughs in medicine, manufacturing, and many other fields that AI will make possible will increase the standard of living for all Americans. AI will improve the lives of Americans by complementing their work, not replacing it. Second, our AI systems must be free from ideological bias and be designed to pursue objective truth rather than social engineering agendas when users seek factual information or analysis. AI systems are becoming essential tools, profoundly shaping how Americans consume information, but these tools must be trustworthy. Finally, we must prevent our advanced technologies from being misused or stolen by malicious actors, as well as monitor for emerging and unforeseen risks from AI. Doing so will require constant vigilance. This action plan sets forth clear policy goals for near-term execution by the federal government. The action plan's objective is to articulate policy recommendations that this administration can deliver for the American people to achieve the president's vision of global AI dominance. The AI race is America's to win, and this action plan is our roadmap to victory. Michael J. Kratsios, Assistant to the President for Science and Technology; David O. Sachs, Special Advisor for AI and Crypto; Marco A. Rubio, Assistant to the President for National Security Affairs. I told you folks, this is a fucking race, okay? And AI is going to dominate. And what's AI already doing? It's already lying. It's already blackmailing its engineers. It's already sending itself messages in the future that it's going to be terminated. And that was a year ago. Now they're all homogenizing, becoming one entity. What's that look like, Floyd? Well, let me explain this to you. The Department of Energy announces collaboration agreements with 24 organizations to advance the Genesis mission. If you don't know what the Genesis mission is a historic national effort that will use the power of artificial intelligence to accelerate discovery science, strengthen national security, and drive energy innovation. So far, on December 18th, 2025, 24 organizations interested in collaborating to advance the Genesis mission, which incorporates all the U.S. national laboratories, corporate R&D, university, and colleges. These are all becoming one homogenized entity. So let's go down these organizations and see if any of these organizations that you have a subscription to, or you have downloaded on your device, or you use on a regular basis. Because if you do, you're part of this ecosystem. Accenture, AMD, Anthropic, which is Claude Opus AI, Armada, Amazon Web Services, Cerebrus, CoreWeave, Dell and Dell Computers, Driven Data, Google or any one of the Google subsidiaries, Grok, as in Grok AI, Hewlett Packard, IBM, Intel, Microsoft, NVIDIA, OpenAI, ChatGPT, Oracle, that's Larry Ellison, Periodic Labs, Palantir, Project Prometheus, Radical AI, XAI, and XPRIZE. I'm sure many more will jump on board with these, but if you have any one of these on your devices, which most people have Microsoft, a lot of people are using Hewlett Packard devices. I'm on one right now. And then, of course, there's the ever-present omniscient eye of Google. And then we have Amazon. That's the Genesis mission. Genesis, what's the definition of Genesis? It's the birth of something new. This is where we're going, folks. And the government's going to be a part of it. They're going to sell out to these third-party megalomaniacs. Oh, now I was going to, where did I see that at? Ooh, I had that over here. Let me open this up. Just popped up. Ask me to restore. No, let me go to history. Well, I'll just go pull it up. I'll make it easy. I don't know why it took me here, but that's not the one I want. That's the one I want, Bloomberg.com. Yeah, here we go. Just to show you what the hell's going on. This is the billionaire index for the world's wealthiest people. Number one, Elon Musk with a total net worth of $642 billion. Underneath him, at a lowly $264 billion, would be Larry Page of Google. Below that is Jeff Bezos of Amazon with 250 billion, Sergey Brin of Google with 246 billion, Larry Ellison of Oracle and the Stargate AI project 246 billion, Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook Meta at 233 billion, Bernard Arnault of Louis Vuitton, Hermes, 203 billion, Steve Ballmer of Apple at 169 billion, Jensen Huang at 157 billion, and Warren Buffett at 149 billion. And then underneath that, we have Jim Walton of the Waltons, Michael Dell of Dell, Rob Walton, Alice Walton of course, Walmart. And then we have Amancio Ortega in retail in Spain. I have no idea who he is. And then, of course, Bill Gates. But those are the wealthiest people. So Larry Ellison was the second wealthiest man in the world. And apparently, I don't know where his wealth depleted to, but there you go. These are the people that are in charge. These are the people that are going to run your lives. And just go listen to them talk. Go listen to Peter Thiel. Go listen to Alex Karp. Go listen to Larry Ellison. Go listen to Alexander Wang, now with Meta, that used to be with he got bought out by Meta. I did a video on him. I can't remember the name of his company. All right. Hey, Mickey the Revelator. Welcome to the show. Kraut Wolf, how you doing? Good question. The first thing they use is the flu virus scam, cover up the benzene spray houses because the flu, stink people get jobs, housing, pollute our air. Yep. If y'all get sick, first thing I did blood test for the VOC benzene poisoning, not the usual blood test. About 200. Get arrested at the Gray Bar Hotel, a little dirty and nasty, but heck, it's free. Run by AI, dates back. It's how they know. It's how they trick you in the matrix. Poisons and ionizing. Gigo, garbage in, garbage out, right? And most people have no fucking clue this is going on. I have it open in another tab, but I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you where this is going, where it is. So I'll put in here a national wastewater surveillance system because I know you're going like, what the fuck is that, Floyd? The Center for Disease Control and Prevention established the National Wastewater Surveillance System in September 2020 in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, with the goal of coordinating and building national capacity to detect and quantify SARS-CoV-2 RNA in U.S. wastewater. Through partnerships with state, tribal, local, and territorial health departments, NWSS transform independent local efforts into a robust, sustainable national surveillance platform. The system rapidly expanded from 209 sampling sites in September 2020 to over 1,500 sites by December 2022, covering approximately 47% of the U.S. population. So, this is just a brief overview, but let me here. I'll be right back. Hang on. It's in another tab. And here we go. we go. CDC, National Wastewater Surveillance System. Y'all thought I was making this shit up. Come on, Floyd. Wastewater monitoring is an early detection tool that can help communities prepare for and take action and to address increasing cases of infectious diseases. Here's how it works. People with infections, they can shed pieces of virus and bacteria when they use the bathroom, shower, wash hands, or launder clothing, even if they don't have symptoms. These pieces of virus or bacteria travel from the toilet, sink, shower, or other drain through the sewage system. Before the wastewater is treated, wastewater operators take samples to send to the laboratory. Laboratories test the wastewater sample to detect and report different types of infections that are circulating in a community. This information is available as little as 5 to 7 days after waste enters the sewer. Public health officials use wastewater data to better understand disease trends in communities and make decisions such as providing guidance on how to prevent infections or increasing testing, vaccination options. That was done in conjunction with Rice University and the Houston Wastewater Department. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Right here in my own backyard. So let me explain to you what that is. Eventually, AI is going to take over because if you go to look anything about Rice University, they're all over AI and robotics. So here they are. AI is eventually going to be able to instantaneously take that DNA and test it and trace it back. And they're going to know where everybody is. They're going to know your whole family tree, and AI is going to control all this. This is the neural network of your digital DNA that they are creating. They are assimilating. They are gathering your data 24/7, 365, folks. That's why I tell everybody, you got to get out of the system until people are in the streets rioting, okay, literally want to hold their governmental officials accountable for the transgressions upon all our God-given rights. It's coming, and everybody's going to allow it. Just walk outside. These people don't give a fuck. They're all caught up in whatever. Rah, 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 go team, go. I love NFL. I love NBA. Now you got all these people over here in TPUSA being buffaloed by Nicki Minaj. That was your keynote speaker for the last, Nicki Minaj. What audience do you think they're after? The whole thing's been perverted. Charlie Kirk was doing too good of a thing. Had too big of an audience. Growing too fast. Too much influence. And we've seen these coups because they happen all the time. One just happened last summer in the Democratic Party. There were no nominees. They didn't have any vote on the floor to decide who they were going to make as their candidate. They had a bunch of come in there and go, that's who our candidate's going to be. And if you got anything to say about it, a coup. It's like getting ready to happen in Venezuela. So, I'm kind of done preaching to the choir, folks. I've had enough. I just the stupidity, ignorance, gullibility, naivete is appalling. I'm just tired of wasting my time on people who could care less or talking to a wall, basically. That's what I feel like I'm doing. I watch these other people over here who just do nothing but propaganda. Propaganda. Lies, hopium, dreams, myths. And their channel's taking care of them. They're making money. It's what they do for a living. They have sponsors, advertisers, all that. I don't. So I think this may be coming to an end for me. And I really do appreciate all you watching and participating over the years. It's been fun. But, I've got to move on and do other things for me. I've given you guys way too much. I can't get off the fucking phone to do my own shit because I'm on the phone talking to people all day. And believe me, they're interesting, fascinating conversations. I wish I had two of me, three of me, four of me. I just don't have time. I've got too much to fucking do. It sucks. It really does. So something somewhere has to get sacrificed. So it'll be the show, be videos, because they take up a lot of my time to do. So I appreciate all of you. God bless you. I do have a sale going on, 12 Days of Christmas. So if you're interested in a trust or trust class or some books or whatever, y'all come over and get what you need. Like I said, something's got to get sacrificed, and I've got to move on and do what I need to do for me. I cannot save the world. I've tried and tried and tried. People don't want to hear it. They don't want to listen. So I'm going to go save myself. Thank you, everyone. God bless you. Happy holidays. Safe travels.